So I'm probably only able to answer question 3 here. I've got a feeling that you will be able to do what's in question 1 and 2, but I want to answer question 3 because people get a little bit confused about podcasts. I think it's because iTunes makes podcasts so easy. You can get a single click, and they've got a big nice list with page descriptions and things like that, which just seems to make podcasts a little less difficult to work out. But anyway, in mediamonkey, if we have a little look inside, pretty much you can access any podcast through any application. iTunes, mediamonkey. You can access podcasts through things like RSS readers, Google Reader. An awful lot of things will have the ability to access podcasts. They're not just for iTunes. So in mediamonkey, you see over where my cursor is, podcast subscriptions. mediamonkey by default comes with some podcast directories, digital podcast and podcast.com. You simply click on these. The first time you may need to click on the plus symbol in order to get it to load all of the feeds, as they're called, and with the search box you can type in what you're looking for. So I listen to Keith and the Girl quite a lot, and there's the Keith and the Girl podcast, and if you right click you can pick subscribe and it'll add it to your subscriptions in the podcast subscription node below the directory here. You can also just click plus and it'll load all of the episodes, and you can have a listen to these. You can just stream these, so you don't need to download them, so you can try out new podcasts through this feed as well. So that's the most similar thing it has to the iTunes Store single click. If you look in these two directories and you can't find the favourite podcasts you were looking for before, the best thing to do, and the thing I do when I'm looking for podcasts, is I go to the actual website of the podcast. So if you do a Google search for the name of the podcast and you go to their official website, for example keithandthegirl.com is the main podcast I listen to, and all the websites are going to be slightly different, but a properly made website is going to have an obvious link to where you can find the way to listen. So for example, Keith and the Girl make it nice and easy down here: subscribe free, iTunes or others. And you're obviously going to want to click on the others link when my page loads. It's because of the screen recorder and my laptop's not particularly overpowered. What you're looking for is a podcast URL, and it's basically this web address. Not this, because Google Chrome doesn't interpret RSS very well. But you see this? You're going to want to get hold of something. It will probably be the name of the website /RSS. I mean, technically it could be anything. Keith and the Girl also make it pretty obvious. If I just... Sorry, my computer really wants to die at the moment for some reason. Wake up. There we go. And they've also got this listen free link over here. And just to confirm it's the right link, main show, there it is, the same link again, RSS. So you want to go into mediamonkey, and on podcast subscriptions I tend to just right click and click subscribe to new podcast, and there's the URL. So if I type it in, it's going to mess up. Hold on. So it might give you some stupid things if you type it in. I would just copy and paste /www.keithandthegirl.com/RSS, too many S's, and it will load a title if you've put an effective address in and they've got their feed set up properly. You can customize the subscription things, so delete old episodes only if they've been listened to, how many episodes to keep, to ignore this rule, how many episodes, which order to collect them in, recent episodes, old episodes, all episodes, no episodes. Remove the links when you delete listen to episodes, or keep the links there. You can of course untick this and then it will use your global podcast options, which you can set up in the tools options menu, and then you just click OK, and it will load you up a nice feed like this, very similar to iTunes, where the ones which haven't been downloaded are greyed, the ones which have been downloaded are in black. One thing they don't have is the little dot to say whether it's completely unlistened to or not. But when you sync it up with, well, when I sync it up with my video iPod anyway, the little dot is there, and that works fine. It does have the bookmarking. So say I was listening to this podcast and I got to about here. I'm sorry if that was too loud, and I got halfway through and then I went off and I listened to some music. Might just turn this down so you're not deafened by the actual thing coming through my headphones. But then I go and listen to some music. Horrible choice of music there apparently. And then I go back to the feed and I start playing this again. It starts from where I left off. So I think that's the most important thing for me when it comes to podcasts. You really want to be able to pick up from where you left off. You want to be able to put it on your device, and it comes up with the little dot as normal. And that's everything I wanted to say about that. I suppose my summarising point would be, you don't have to use iTunes in order to listen to podcasts. There's plenty of other software out there that's compatible with podcasts, and it's not just media player software. You can also use RSS readers. Hope that's been semi-helpful. I hope you haven't minded my British accent too much.